Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Thank you. So before the start of the talk or the sharing, today we have a guest speaker. He is the best scorer in 2015 HKDSE examination. Do you know who he is? Justin Chow. Okay, so before we start the talk, let's invite our guest speaker, Justin, to come to the stage. And we have Ms. Chen, our principal, to present a souvenir to the guest speaker. Ms. Chen and Justin, please.
As said, this is the souvenir of our 90th anniversary, and Justin is the first alumni or student who can have this souvenir. And give him a big hand because he has to use time to come back to do the presentation. Thank you.
Okay, let's start today's program. Today's program is divided into 3 parts, and the first part is related to school major concern. First of all, what are the 2 school major concerns? Do you remember? Can you find these school major concerns in the student and parent handbook? Just the first few pages in your handbook. Can you find it? Can you find them? Okay, so in the last school year, you can find, the 2. And they are enhancing learning and teaching effectiveness, as well as building learning communities. We are going to introduce them one by one. Okay? How about this school year? Definitely, still be the 2. But we have different strategies and different tasks, different programs. So, for the 2 strategies, maybe I invite our head of Academic Affairs Committee, Ms. Ding, to introduce the first part, that is building learning communities. Ms. Ding, please. Thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Yu. And okay, now, actually, this is my time to introduce how can we prepare our students as well as our teachers to face to the challenges in the education, and also how to face your DSE. As all of you here, sitting here, are the DSE level students, right? Okay, for the strategies of the students, we focus on planning, implementation, and evaluation. These are very, very familiar to everyone, right? And since all of you here are the senior students, so I hope that when we talk about SMART goal setting, don't think that is the things that you will do every year, but I would like you to look for the quality of the goals. Say you are in the Form 6 or Form 5, what is your goal after your graduation from the secondary schools? And maybe in Form 4, that is, how can you adapt to or prepare yourself to face the new curriculum in the senior form? So I hope that when you are preparing, when you are setting your goal, think of the quality of the goal. Don't just think that, oh, I will increase my marks in English language for maybe 20 or a position, which will be very superficial, right? Okay, secondly, at the end of every year, we will invite all the students to have their reflective storytelling, and on this day, all students, together with teachers actually, will select the top 20, the most popular good practices, which have already been printed in your student student handbook. And here I have only extracted the top 10. And I have just changed the position of the third one and the fourth one according to their popularity. We can see that now the first three here are talking about the attitude. And the rest of them are talking about the actions. How can you do, for example, how to manage your time effectively, or how to release your pressure, okay? And so you can see that last year, most of the students, they all think that, or they all believe that attitude is very, very important. And I can assure that attitude is the foundation of building up your knowledge and your skills. Without a positive and proper attitude, your knowledge and skills will be easily knocked down by the adversities or by any external challenges. And other than the attitudes, of course, the school would like to build up different platforms for the students, no matter for the high flyers as well as the other students. So first of all, here we have the high flyer schemes for different forms, Form 4, Form 5, and Form 6. And here are all those high flyers. Then maybe most of you sitting here will think, it is none of my business because I am not the one being selected. But don't forget that you are also the classmates of those high flyers. So maybe you may not have this platform to have the direct contact with our famous or the famous alumni, all right? But you can talk to your classmates. They are in this scheme, so that you can also learn from them, all right? You can also talk to them and to share your own maybe problems and to listen to their keys to success. And other than academic, maybe you will remember our principal, Ms. Chen. She always emphasized that don't just focus on your study. It is very important indeed, but how to shape, how to build up your personalities, your other learning experiences are also very, very important. So in our school, we have houses, we have prefect association, student association, other clubs and societies. Because all of you here are the senior students, so I don't expect that you just participate in the activities they have organized, but you are the one who are going to organize those activities. So throughout the whole process of organizing the activities in different organizations and different occasions, you may learn how to communicate with your classmates, or even maybe to communicate with the external bodies, etc. So you may know what is your proper attitude. What should the attitude be when you are handling the affairs with the external organizations or maybe external bodies, all right? So don't let these opportunities go. And on the other hand, for teachers, we think that and we truly believe that the teachers, when they grow, then they can help the students grow. So just in last year, we have arranged different opportunities and development of days, programs for our teachers, for our colleagues. For example, we have the internal, just within our Munson College, we have different sharing sections for the teachers within the same subjects or maybe across different subjects, but within the same key learning areas. And also, we have conducted different peer observations. Okay, sometimes you may see the teachers of the other classes, they will come to your school and to visit your class and to observe your class. Of course, they're observing your performance, but at the same time, they're also observing the teaching strategies by the teachers. So after the most valuable part is after the observation, the teachers, they will sit together and to share their feedback. And so that we hope that the teachers of each class, they can improve their teaching from time to time. And other than the internal sharing sections and the peer observation, we have also invited Chinese University of Hong Kong, CUHK, to organize the Joint School Staff Development Day, as well as some other staff development program to equip our teachers with various strategies to cater the learning diversity. Most important in senior form, as in each class, the learning diversity in each class, each blocks are very large. So maybe sometimes if the teachers only focus on the high achievers, maybe for some other students, they cannot catch up. But if the teachers only focus on those students, then maybe the high flyers, they will feel bored, right? So teachers would like to use different strategies to cater the differences, so that we have to equip ourselves through different learning opportunities. And also, in the last year, if you remember, maybe in the month of February and March this year, last academic year, we have the teachers from these secondary schools. They came to our class and to visit our class, and also they give some feedback to our classroom teaching after the observation. So we learn a lot from the experience of the teachers outside Munson College. So we are not just focusing Munson College, but also outside the Munson College. Just like you, not only focus your achievement inside the school, but also outside the school, all right? So here are the parts for how to build up your learning community. As students, you can learn from your classmates, maybe from your same class or maybe from the other classes. And also teachers, they can learn from their colleagues in the school as well as outside school. Now it's the time to Mr. Yu to tell you what I have talked about is just something happened behind the classroom. Maybe you don't know, all right? But now, how can we bring these strategies inside the classroom to the classroom? Then it's time for Mr. Yu.
Thank you, Ms. Ding. Okay, for the second part, enhancing learning and teaching effectiveness, the first strategy, cater for learner diversity. So as you know, nobody will be identical. So one size does not fit all. In other words, even for a particular lesson, okay, there will be different learners, different students in the classroom. So we have different way to cater for your need. Say, for example, differentiated instruction. What is it? So you may find teachers may adapt the teaching strategies to fit students' need. Maybe some students learn better by listening. Some students learn better by doing. So in the classroom, there may be different tasks for the students. Okay? Maybe direct instruction, group discussion, forum, etc., etc. Secondly, okay, for your assignment, we have tier assignment or graded exercise. That means there may be the questions of different level of difficulties, right? To cater for students of different level of abilities. Okay? For the high flyers, maybe we have the challenging questions. In the examination, we have the bonus mark questions. Do you remember that? Some students, no matter what abilities will be, you like to attempt them and try to award the mark. Okay? However, at the beginning of each question, sometimes we divide it into different parts. And for the first part, usually it will be the easiest step. So we call them scaffolding to provide support for the students in learning. Okay, in the classroom, okay, you may find that one of our concern in peer observation. So peer observation is our professional learning activity. And you know, we focus on looking at the questioning skills, in which you find it in classroom learning. We are not focused on only factual recall. Okay, just memory, just understanding is not enough. Okay, once you promoted to higher forms, especially okay, for DSE examination, you want to get level 5, 5-star or 5 double star. Definitely, higher order thinking is essential. So do you know what is Socratic questions? Right? Socratic questions means that right, when teacher asks you questions, we keep on the pumping techniques, in which we keep on asking questions to check your understanding, and other than this, we will look for the viewpoints, perspectives, and lastly, can you see, questions about the questions. So it will be something appear in liberal studies as well as some humanities lessons. Okay, the first strategy is the use of e-learning. There will be different e-learning platforms. Two of them, the common one will be the Moodle and Google Document. Okay, in liberal studies, you may know what is Google Document because it's used in lesson preparation. You have to do some tasks before enter the classroom. For Moodle, this year we have created a link, okay, especially for our school. And for Form 3 students, we have ICT and BAE as the pilot team to start the subjects. And as time goes on, you may find that more subjects will at least paste the question bank there. It can help you to have extended learning, not only at school, but also at home. Okay, and how about assessment data? Actually, through the assessment that include exam, quiz, tests, and also the homework, the classwork, they can help teachers to find out the key points, okay, difficult points, and what students confused with. Actually, teachers will modify the teaching pace or the teaching strategies to fit the students. And do you remember this? Okay, in last school year, we have the student evaluation of learning and teaching. Okay, and through the result, you can give us information on how well the student learn and how well teachers teach. Okay, and the third aspect will be effective study skills. So you know, okay, some students may learn better, some do not, because they have different learning skills. For Form 1 and Form 2 students, right, in this school year, we have the study skills workshop provided for them. But how about you? Okay, I can find that some of you start making use of your student handbook to jot down notes, the key points in these sharing seconds. So, this is some hints for you to take the key points. Actually, you have to reflect on what have you learned. And secondly, or more importantly, what do you want to learn? And at last, I hope that all of you are able to ask questions related to what you learned or you want to learn. So it's not only active listening, but also it's related to the process from note-taking to note-making. So some students only focus on record, write down what you hear. But more importantly is, once you got your own notes, you can make use of it for revision, prepare for the test, prepare for the examination. So we are going to have another assembly to introduce what is meant by study and note processing skills. So you know, work smart is more important than work hard only. So nothing is impossible. So at last, do you still remember what are the two school major concerns and what should be your role? Okay, lastly, I want to introduce to you a funding known as LifeWide Learning Fund. You can help those students with financial difficulties. So remember, okay, as a tips, two tips. One, apply as soon as possible. And two, okay, remember, this is related to CCA or study trips. In other words, no matter the clubs and societies, there will be the membership fee or the training program fee, okay? And you will cover also the fees for the study tour. So before the deadline, you have to submit the application form. And two, affix the official receipt with the application form. This is the end of my sharing. Okay, may I introduce Justin to have the sharing from the high fire. Justin, please.
Good morning, vice principals, teachers, and fellows. And my name's Justin Chow, and I'm now studying in CUHK. It is my privilege to stand here today to give a sharing to all of you. And to begin with, I want to tell you how I study. So when you look at this list, before study period means my daily school days, the years before the examinations. And you can see notes during lessons, pay attention in class, do homework yourself, and like daily revision, these are very typical and ordinary. These are like the basics, but I really think these are the important parts that can help me to succeed. And because the basics can build up our foundations, and a good foundations is important for us to learn quickly and effectively, even for those advanced knowledge that we will face in higher years. Some tips for revision. And in my notes or textbooks, I highlight the important points, the key concepts, and maybe sometimes I make mind maps to link different ideas together so that I can understand the relationship and I can revise quickly when I know the relationship between topics. And sometimes I make small conclusion, and that sums up my mind, and it's clearer for me to understand what I learned. Another thing is I like to look at my tests and quiz and look at my mistakes that I made. And this is important because it can prevent me from making the same mistake again, and that's how you improve. So it's not a mistake to make a mistake, but it's a mistake to repeat your mistake. Also, I think to revise an ideal environment is neat. And it can be a quiet place that will feel distraction, and it can be your home, your school, library, or any place you think you can work seriously and effectively. Besides that, I think we need to balance our work and rest. I am a person that loves sleeping, and resting is definitely important to me, and because I cannot really study if I don't have a clear mind, and I think it is important to study qualitatively, and with high quality of studying, you can learn much faster. And for quantity, it's less important than the quality for me, because you can spend hours studying the same chapter if you are not in a good condition, but eventually you may not learn anything at all. Another thing is ask questions. Ask when you do not understand, and when you need clarification, just ask your teacher and ask your classmates. Because when you don't get one idea, it is hard for you to go on to another. And as many of the ideas and topics are interrelated, you need to understand the foundations of each subjects or topics before you can learn the advanced knowledge. Another thing is teaching. And I'm talking to those with the ability to help your classmates and teach them. If you have the chance to teach your classmates, if they approach you, please grab hold of the chance and help them. This is not only to help your classmates, but yourself. Teaching by this learning pyramid is actually a very good way to revise. And you can see 90% of the information is retained when you teach others. So this is a double win situation, and don't refuse if you have time, just teach your classmate. And during the study period, for the Form 6 one, you may want to know more about this. Actually, it's not much different. You can see exercise, past papers, revision timetable. This is important because in the study period, you will have much time and you need to plan in order to use your time effectively. And for the exam paper and the exam skills, you will need to find out how to answer different question types. And there's a specific pattern for specific question types. So you need to try to find them out so you can answer question effectively and easily. So after talking about me, now is the main point. How should you study? Which is, I don't know. And this is probably your reaction, but I mean it. I really do not know how should you study, but you need to find a way that suits you the best. Maybe you will say it's quite late for you to find it out now, but still, you should know a direction, whether you learn better by reading, by listening, by writing, by drawing mind maps. You know the direction, and you should try more to find out a best way for you to study. And you will know how to find out if that method is good when it gives you a long-term memory, and the cost effectiveness, when the time cost is low for you to get the same result, is a good method. So if you still remember Charles and Anson, who came last year and 2 years ago, who gave us the A, B, C, D, E, F of success, and this year I'm going to give you the GHI of success. And firstly, for G. G stands for give it your best shot. You may say it's not a noun, it's more than one word, I failed, but it's serious. This is what I really want to tell you. There could be other nouns, other words that I can use that start with G, but give it your best shot is what really I want to let you know. To do something as well as you possibly can, although you're not sure whether you can succeed. There's about 2 points that it's good if you try your best. The first thing is, if you have tried your best, usually your result will be better. And the second thing is about your attitude. Attitude is something I value a lot because to me, I think ability is somehow related to your talents, to your gift, and somehow you cannot really change that, even how hard you work. But your attitude is what really shows your quality. And with a good attitude, when you have tried your best, you have fulfilled your responsibility, and that is a success already. And for those who think that they do not have the talents for exams, I still hope you to try your best in this DSE examinations, because it brings you to the university, which you may have more choices to choose what you really want to do. It can be anything, like music, like sports, arts. Just try your best now and go to the university to have another choice. The winners are those who tried their best. For this picture, I want to tell you is, do not compare to others before you compare to yourself. You should compare how is your result to last time. And you should beat yourself instead of beating others. Improvement is more important than winning others. So now we go to H. H stands for, oh, I don't mean this, health. So this is a biology crossover liberal study lesson. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being by the WHO. So I'm now going to talk about them separately. Physical health, obviously you can't really do anything without physical health. And have enough rest, that is important. I usually get 7 hours of sleep, and because I love sleeping, and I would avoid burning midnight oil, and I would suggest you to wake up earlier than burning your midnight oil, because usually studying is better in the morning. Just make sure that you rest enough and have a good physical condition. Another thing is mental health. Mental health, of course, is about your stress. And I have seen some people who are too stressed that really have some psychological problems. So remember to have your stress relief. It can be music, sports, or television, anything you like. And a tips for DSE, do not check the answer of your examination. Because firstly, the answer from the internet may not be right. And secondly, when you know you're wrong, which you might not be wrong, you will feel really upset and stressed. So that's not worth it. And ask for help when you're in need. When you really feel that you need some help, you cannot handle your stress yourself, you need to talk to people, talk to your family or friends, and they can help you, they can give support to you and let you know you're not alone and they're with you in this hard time, in this challenge. Social health is about interacting with people, talking to them. Do not just stay in your room for the whole day, especially when during your study period, you need to talk to some people or you will get locked up in your room and go crazy. And enjoy your time with family. And forming study group is actually a good idea because firstly, it can allow you to share past papers with your friends and discuss different difficult exam questions. And also they can give you support when you're in need. You can help each other. You will know somebody is facing the same thing with you and experiencing the same thing with you, and you will feel less isolated. So lastly, it's I. I for introspection, which means the examination of one's own conscious thoughts and feelings, which is similar to reflection on your own. And I love talking to myself. I love asking myself questions like, am I too boring? Is my speech too bad? And are you sleeping? And I would find out my strength and my weakness through talking to myself. And this is how you improve. This is how you know your condition, and you will learn much from talking to yourself. These are a few questions that I ask myself during my study period, like, have I followed my schedule? How's my progress? Am I mentally stable? And that is actually quite important, as you can know by asking yourself, talking to yourself, to find out whether you really need some help from the others. So, this is my GHI of success. Give it your best shot, health, and introspection. Lastly, a quote is, the secret of getting ahead is getting started. So, it's not late to get started, but you should have get started. And you can start to prepare more for your DSE examinations, and wish you all a good luck, and because luck is very important in whatever you're doing. So this is the end. Thank you.
Thank you, Justin, for the sharing. Good morning, Principal, Vice and Assistant Principals, teachers and fellow students. I'm Stephanie from Form 6B.
I'm Cindy from 6F, and we're the Joint House Committees. Today, we'll be introducing to you the new House Committee election system.
For the new election system, the election and annual general meeting, AGM, will be held on the same day, and election meetings of 6 houses will be organized on different days.
The election meeting of each house will be carried out all together for different forms. Students from Form 4 to Form 5 can run for the position of House Captain and Vice House Captain. There will be no quota for the number of candidates.
The candidate with the highest vote will become the House Captain, and the one with the second highest vote will become the Vice House Captain.
The newly elected House Captain and Vice House Captain will then discuss with the House Advisor and choose the remaining 8 House Committee members.
As for the combination of House Committee members, there should be at least 3 junior form students and 3 senior form students. Number of House Committee members should be 10 in total. The school hall and chapel will be used as the election meeting venue on the 14th of September to the 16th of September after school. This is the schedule for the House Committee election.
All students who are interested in electing for the House Committee member in this year will have to fill in the application form online to fulfill the eligibility. As for the House Captain and Vice House Captain applicants, you are required to submit a promotion video no longer than 2 minutes at the time of the application. The video has to be uploaded to YouTube. Candidates then need to forward the link with their application form. The application should not be later than 4 p.m. on the 7th of September.
Please be reminded that all promotion items must be presented in English. Candidates can start their promotion once they submit their application. Please refer to the poster posted on the CCA bulletin board or the Facebook page of each house for further information. Should you have any queries, feel free to contact any of our joint house committees or house advisors.
So, if any one of you is interested to run for the House Committee members this year, don't hesitate and go for it. This is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
May we now invite Mr. Mok to give us instructions for dismissal.
Thank you. It's time for questions. Where is my lovely 6A? Israel, where are you, Israel? Okay, I want you to come here and bring with your student and parent handbook. I want to show your peer what you marked down in your student and parent handbook just now. Maybe you are the next one, okay? Come on, Israel. I recognize your handwriting. Try not to borrow the handbook from your peers. Come on, be quick, we're running out of time. Okay. Show them. What have you marked down on your student parent handbook? Sure. Take it serious. Show them. Only the date, the theme of assembly, school major concern, and the key learning point, not too bad, introspection. Not too bad. Okay, next time, work hard. Okay, who is class 4B number? What is your lucky number, Israel? Okay, 4B 16. Sorry, Alvin. I like Alvin. I love you. I got it, but this is another issue. GHI. But you should mark it on the student parent handbook. Okay, next time, put it in the right place. Okay, GHI. Come on, tell them. No. Tell them. Well, and also you just make a short conclusion, no more than 2 minutes for the school major concern.
Can I put in my video?
Later. Okay, Jai.
G stands for give it a best shot, and H stands for health, and I stand for introspection.
Okay.
And
Okay, you can continue.
no.
Okay, thank you, Evan. Thanks a lot. Now remember, next time, bring your student and parent handbook and mark down the key points, okay? The key learning and reflection point.